Coming up on Sports Central, track star Chelsi Williams. We also have Dr. Peter Ormsby talking a little bit about triathlons and a duathlon or two. And head football coach at Lake Gibson, Keith DeMyer, up next on Sports Central. Hey everybody, and welcome to Sports Central. I'm Mark Jackson. To my right, to your left on your television viewing screen, Mr. John Oney. John, good to have you.
It's a pleasure to be here again. I don't know, I keep drawing the short straw or the long straw, but I'm here again. I love it. But first I want to thank Bright House Networks for sponsoring this segment.
Oh, Bright House, fantastic. And kudos to Bright House, by the way, because Drew Felios, who is a star, in my opinion, one of the star reporters anywhere in the state of Florida, hosted our All Sports Awards and Hall of Fame just a little while ago, and that is airing on Bright House Sports Network and has aired several times. So
yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's great. Yeah, I was there in person, and I watched the recorded version. It's the same thing.
You just kind of kept things easy. Well, speaking of something that's not so easy, track and field. Wow, that's a tough sport. But we have kind of a local superstar in our midst today. Her name, Chelsi Williams. Chelsi, welcome to the show. How are you?
Good.
Good. And is this your boyfriend over here?
No.
No? Who is that?
It's my dad.
Oh, your dad. Your dad's name is Curtis, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Sir.
Yeah. Sometimes I get things mixed up. You know, when you get a little older, that happens.
Or a lot older, but still. Speaking of age, Chelsi, how old are you?
I'm 7.
Wow. So we're going to talk a little track today. You ready?
Yes.
All right.
That's some good stuff. You're pretty speedy, aren't you?
Yes. Sir.
Now, what's your favorite event?
My favorite event is long jump and the 800.
Long jump. Now, what do you have to do in long jump? Jump long?
Yeah, it's basically running and you're jumping in sand.
Really? Okay, now how far do you go?
My farthest is 12, 3.
12 feet, 3 inches?
Yes.
And you're 7?
Yeah.
Wow.
No way!
That's longer than you are tall. That's fantastic.
Curtis.
Yes, sir.
You have raised a track family, if you will. Not only is Chelsi a national champion, but you also have another son that is quite accomplished as well. That's something that's in your blood, something that, were you a track star at one time?
Well, I ran for the Army, and I also ran in high school.
Oh, did you really?
Yes.
Short distances or the long stuff?
Hurdles and sprint events.
Oh, really? Wow. That's another tough one.
It is. It's certainly. And let's talk about Chelsi's recent accomplishment.
Okay.
With the national championship. Tell us a little bit about the national championship, where it was, and what Chelsi did to take this thing home.
Okay. It's the primary national championships. They have it at Disney Wide World of Sports every year, 2014 this year, and they have. Athletes come from all over the world, from Finland, Germany, and England, all over the United States also. And she did pretty well in the long jump. You know,
I'd say.
She brought home the title in the long jump.
Well, you're part of a team called the Incredibles, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and everybody on that team is pretty speedy, but you're the best of the best, aren't you?
Yes.
That's pretty cool. Now let me ask you a question. What grade are you in?
I'm in 1st grade. I'm going to 2nd.
2nd grade.
Yeah.
And you jumped 12 feet, 3 inches. It's unbelievable.
It is. Chelsi, how long have you been doing this? When did you start?
I started when I was 4, and I've been doing it for 4 years.
So you're a seasoned veteran doing this. Wow.
Yes, sir.
It's amazing. The potential here is just incredible, isn't it, Mark?
Oh,
To
it's-
see her do this at this age.
Yeah.
Who knows what's to come? I'm sure you know what's to come, Dad/coach.
Well, she works hard.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the training that goes in. And training for, if you're in the Army, if you're in high school, whatever it may be, a little bit different than when you're 7 years old.
Yes, you have to make sure they have fun too.
Yeah.
Kids that age, when we do our long jump training, she get in the sand, she play a little bit, and but she also get her jumps in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Chelsea, what other types of events do you participate in? I know you're a superstar long jumper.
I also do the 800 and the relay. 4 mile
Really?
and the relay.
The
Unreal.
400-meter relay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So you have to run, what, 100 meters or?
I think 100 meters.
And
Okay.
you have to pass the baton for the relay?
Yeah.
Do you ever get nervous about dropping the baton at all, or
No.
no?
Because when I think about it, it'll happen.
Oh, that's a pretty good strategy. Your dad
Good
teach you that
idea.
one?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's a good
Don't
good
ever
philosophy.
don't ever remember me asking you about the baton, okay?
always focus in on positive things. Always success. Like the glass is half full. It's not half empty. It's half full, right?
You're
there
right.
you go. Very, very good stuff. So, you win a national championships, and what's next? I mean, wow.
Junior Olympics, going to Iowa.
You're going to Iowa? Where in
Yes,
Iowa?
sir.
Des Moines.
Des Moines.
Des Moines, Iowa. Okay. Now, that's got to be an exciting trip.
Yes,
Have
sir.
you ever traveled for this type of for your discipline? Have you ever traveled to other places to compete?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So this is just old news for you. What now is it AAU that's involved in this? Is that kind of what started this?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, it is. They have 2 programs, the AAU championships, and also they have the USA track and field championships.
USA being the national governing body
Yes.
of the sport, and then AAU, of course, has been around forever. And
Exactly.
they have a tremendous track program. A lot of competition out there. Doesn't make you nervous, does it?
No.
No, I don't think so. That's for kids. Right?
Right.
So when again is the Junior Olympics? When is that coming?
Okay, the Junior Olympics is, matter of fact, we leave Monday. We leave Monday for the Junior Olympics
Okay.
to Des Moines, Iowa. And it will go for about a week, up in Iowa.
Okay. So you get up there, and are you going to train up there a little bit before you do your long jump, or
Yes.
are you? Okay. That's a pretty cool part of the country. It isn't going to be. I don't think it'll be as hot as it is here.
Well, I don't think so.
I think that'll make you jump further.
It could.
Yeah, you'd be speedier.
Go faster.
Yeah, jump higher and farther.
Yeah.
So if you could do anything, okay, in the field of or in the sport of track and field, besides long jump and your 2 distances, what would it be? Would you like to do some pole vaulting?
Well, I would like to do a high jump.
Oh, you like high jump? Man, you're a
It's
jumper.
pretty
That's
cool.
That is cool.
So what other sports do you like to do?
I like to do flag football,
Flag
basketball.
football.
And basketball?
Really?
Yeah.
So, Coach, she's sort of all-around athlete, it looks like, here.
Well, yes, she is. She can get it. She can get up and go.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Now, how about your brother? Tell us a little bit about what he likes to do in track and field. I understand he's kind of a star too.
Yeah, he has the record for the 40-meter hurdles,
40-meter hurdles, huh?
And 60-meter.
60-meter hurdles.
60-meter. Now, what's your brother's name? We've got to give him credit,
Tyson Williams.
Nice.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. You proud of him?
Yes.
Yeah, you should be.
sir.
Now, what kind of coach is your dad? Is he pretty good?
Yes.
Is he? He works you hard, I'll
Is
bet,
he
doesn't
tough? Is he a tough guy or what?
Yes.
Is he? Yeah.
But he keeps you focused on the goal, right?
Yes, sir.
Having fun is number one, and then focused on the goal is number two, right?
Yes.
And that's to be the best.
Yes, sir.
So what's your room like? You have a lot of trophies hanging and medals. I can only imagine. Do you get to take home a lot of medals?
Yeah.
So if you keep this up, okay, you know that you're probably going to get recruited to some college somewhere. You know that.
Yeah.
Is that going to be hard if, when you go away and your dad isn't your coach?
I think so. I don't know.
Oh,
You know what
you don't
do?
know.
You just take them with you. Just take them with you, and wherever you go, you go. How's that sound?
Yeah, just put them in your suitcase.
Well, we wish you all the best coming up. We hope to hear some good news from Des Moines, and we wish you the best. I think it's going to be a fantastic trip and a great experience for you going forward.
Yeah, make sure you have a
Thank you.
lot of fun, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, and if you get a chance, go up. There's the next state north is called Wisconsin. That's a great state. That's where I'm from.
Oh.
In fact, you can even go up to Green Bay, check out the Packers. They should be playing then.
Okay.
Preseason, okay. Chelsi, it was so nice to have you on the show today,
Thank you.
and for bringing your dad with you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
he's
you.
pretty cool, huh? So are you.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate it. Well, there you have it, everybody. Another blossoming track star right out of Polk County here. Doesn't get much better than that. And speaking of stars, we also have in another sport, which we love to do, and that's the sport of table tennis. Now, it's really the Orange Blossom Table Tennis Championships and Club. So make sure you check this out, because Mark and John will be back right after this.
Today we have the Mid-Florida Table Tennis Tour July Classic, and it is a USATT sanctioned tournament. We have 18 tables that we're using today, and we have 71 players in attendance. Most of our players are from all over the state of Florida. We have several from Miami, some from Jacksonville, all over the state of Florida, basically. We have 7 USATT major sanctioned tournaments here at Lakeland. We're sort of the mecca of table tennis for the state of Florida. We see close to 400 players from all over the USA and international areas that come to our tournaments. We've become the hotspot for table tennis in Florida. Lakeland and Polk County is really starting to be noticed around the nation for the high quality tournaments that we have here.
Competitively, I've probably been playing about 4 years. I started in college, started at USF, and this is probably my 5th or 6th tournament here at Lakeland. So got 2nd place. Pretty happy with that today. You really have to be concentrated on the different levels of spin in the game. It's a lot more complicated than most people would think if they don't come out here and watch. There's underspin, side spin. It's a mental game as much as it is physical. I wouldn't say I train specifically for table tennis, but it's good cross-training for other sports, and you work up a sweat. There'll be people toweling off after every couple points, so it's pretty exhausting.
people are interested in finding out about the tournament, go to www.floridatt.com/LakelandTT. All the information is available there on the website. It tells you all about our tournaments. Also, local people who live here in Polk County, you can come out and play. You don't have to be a member. It only costs $2.50 here at the Simpson Park Recreation Center here in Lakeland. It's a lot of fun. It's good exercise. It's inexpensive. It's just a real quality sport. It's a life sport.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Sports Central. Mark Jackson and John Oney. And by the way, John, I was corrected during the break by Mr. Brian Lacey, who is one of the producers here. And,
you were.
And he wanted to remind me that directly north of Des Moines is Minnesota.
Yeah.
Not Wisconsin. Well, if you kind of go northeast.
You were thinking more of an angle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know Brian's mind is straight. I'm straight and narrow.
Yeah.
Always. Sort of always. But anyway, we have somebody to thank. We won't.
He did call you out, though. That was pretty.
He did call me out. Yeah, he did dress me down here.
It's impressive.
Yeah, you like that.
So we do have some people to thank. The fine folks at Hampton Inn Lakeside Village. I'd like
Pretty
to thank
cool
them for
place.
sponsoring this segment.
Oh,
it is a cool place.
Absolutely. Well, we were talking about track and field the last segment with our new best friend, Chelsi Williams, and her dad, Curtis. But we also have an expert in triathlons and duathlons. So what's a duathlon? We're going to find out here in just a second. With us, Dr. Peter Ormsby from Weber University. And Peter, it's great to have you on. You did a great job on our radio show, WLKF Sports Central, last night. And I even have more questions for you. So you've got a big event coming up, the 7th annual Scenic 17 Triathlon. I mean, that's a big deal. And this year,
a duathlon.
Okay, so tell us what a duathlon is first.
Duathlon is for those that are scared of the swim or don't want to swim, it's just a run, bike, run. So they'll do, this year they're doing a 2K run, 15-mile bike ride, and a 5K run.
Oh, that's...
So it's on top of the regular tri.
They'll finish the last 2/3 of the tri just like the regular tri.
So everyone still finishes together.
Yep.
What was the deciding factor to add a duathlon to this event?
We had a lot of people express that they were a little hesitant about the swimming portion. A little hesitant about the alligators in the lake. Not that we've seen any, but there are some out there, but just they weren't comfortable with the swim, so they figured, hey, if you do a duathlon, we'll get a lot more people. And we've got about 25, 30 people doing the duathlon. So not a big turnout, but definitely 30 more people than we wouldn't have had we not done it.
No, that's...
It's a great, I would think it's a great entry into that sport, doing a duathlon, to kind of get encouraged a little bit before you jump in the lake and do some swimming. So that's good. That's good.
Some of the runners.
Yeah.
Coming from all over the place, Florida, out of state. I mean, this has got to be a huge draw for people who want to come down to Vacation Central, Attraction, Central, or whatever you'd like to call it. It is vacation capital of the world, right here in Central Florida. So how many of these people that are coming in come for the race and then, may want to go to Legoland, Bach, Disney? Do you ever get any feedback on that?
It's a very localized or regionalized race. I've had calls from Fort Lauderdale this year coming up. They're allowed to stay on campus too, so we've got about 20, 30 rooms on campus that they're allowed to stay in. They'll do that. We've had teams from Tampa come over, and they like to tailgate. So they treat our race like a big old football game, and they'll be tailgating in their RVs and stuff in the parking lot and just have fun. But when they're done about 9:30, 10, they'll pack up, and then haven't had too much feedback, but we assume that they've taken the sites of Polk County before they leave.
Oh, that's what makes a great sporting event, enjoying.
It does. I love those types of events where you can go and you can kind of relax and check out the local flavor, but then compete and then relax again. That's my kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to be rushed. I want to just enjoy where I'm at. The event's Sunday, Peter, this Sunday.
Yes.
July 27th.
It is.
To be exact.
It is. How do people register, or is it too late? I mean, I guess it is too late to register for this year, but
Online registration closed last night.
Okay.
So registration is open 3 to 6. Today's Friday. Tomorrow, 3 to 6 on campus, and then Sunday morning starting at 5:30 a.m.
Okay.
So there's still ample opportunity to register if they do want to register.
Where do they go?
They go to scenic17triathlon.com
Okay.
for more information about the directions and everything. And then once they come on campus to Weber International, it's right there. Plenty of signs and markings to lead them to registration.
Highway 27 right down
yeah.
to Babson Park.
it's beautiful down there.
Oh, I love it.
It really is. Is this, do the proceeds go to anything, or is this a charity event?
It's a mild fundraiser for the track and field and cross country programs. We also do a little bit on campus to the Kelly A. Wilson Scholarship Fund for that, and then we send a little bit up to Orlando to the Greyhound Pets of America.
Oh,
I've rescued
the
2
rescue.
greyhounds, so
Very good.
it's a little near and dear to me and my wife's.
Yeah.
So we send some money up there when we can.
One of the girls that John and I, or a girl that John and I know, she's into the Greyhound rescue as well. I think she has 2.
Yeah, she does.
Jessica Roberts.
That's a great charity.
Oh, they're nice dogs.
They
too.
really are.
Oh,
Great
they're
pets.
super dogs. Let's talk a little bit about the growth. You've taken on a new position, if you will, and you're heading out very shortly up to North Carolina.
Yes.
Okay, and it's been a while. I mean, you've had a lot of success at Weber. What are some of the highlights for you?
Highlights this year, we had probably the most people qualify for nationals, both indoor and outdoor. We had, I think, 7 girls indoor, and we had 5 kids outdoor, which is huge for us because usually it's 1 or 2. We had 2 kids qualify for cross-country nationals this year, both finished in the top 80. So
Really?
So we had a lot of success, and an opportunity opened up within the past 3 weeks, and I really couldn't turn it down.
Okay, well, that's you're young, and it's an opportunity for you. Good, and that, congratulations. I think that's great. One of the categories that I was really impressed with, and we talked about it a little last night on the radio show, and you have 2 special categories, which I think is like one of the most brilliant ideas for running. And I don't even know if you've heard of this, but you have 2 divisions, one called the Clydesdales, the other Athena, okay, and it's for people that, like my co-host last night, Mike Steinmack, 290 pounds, but he still runs 5Ks. He says, but, I can't compete against a guy like, Peter, who slim and trim and all this type. So you have these 2 categories. What was the genesis of all that?
It's all USAT based, so it's from the national governing body, and it's a way to promote more participation. Like you said, a lot of people don't want to compete against the slim and trim guys. They want to compete against like individuals. So they came up with the Clydesdale and Athena categories, and they've actually spawned it, and now it's a national championship for those 2 divisions.
And what are the limits?
It's, I believe males, it's anybody over 200 pounds,
Okay.
and females, I think it's the 160, 170
Okay.
mark. And they do that, and they weigh in the morning of just to make sure, and they go and they have their own separate categories, and we go 3 deep with awards.
Wow, is that, nationally, is that something that's really caught on?
It's growing because this was the first year they did the
Right.
national championship for them, so it's definitely a growing group within the USAT.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Hats off to you guys for that. You see when you go to like the watermelon series that they have in Lakeland. There's 4 of them, and you see all shapes and sizes, and there's a lot of folks that fit into that Clydesdale and Athena category, which I think is fantastic, and they're out there running. But to me, it's no different than separating ages. There's certain categories that people, because endomorph, mesomorph, ectomorph, and all that type of stuff, you can kind of divide things up and make it a little more competitive for people of different body types. I guess that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and it makes sense to me in terms of it gives everyone sort of an entry point into the sport. I mean, a lot of people will say, oh, triathlon, duathlon. I just don't know if I could do all that. I'm not ready. But it really kind of opens the door, and I think that's important for the future development of both of those disciplines, especially here in Polk County. I mean, that's one of the focuses we have, is to help develop these sports because it brings people into the county. And so it's sort of a twofold thing. One, you can compete, and two, you can see all the good things that Polk County possesses, all our assets. And so it's really important. So folks like you and folks in your team down at Weber really do a great job trying to foster that sort of development of these of the sport. So hats off to you guys for doing that. You're going to be missed. You're definitely going to be missed.
I'll still be around. We're actually doing a race in November. November 16th, we're going to actually broaden our scope and go sprint distance and add Olympic distance.
Oh, really?
So we're going to appeal to the college race now that we've got a college triathlon team, a college conference for the state, and we voted, so we're going to do a second race in the fall, so that'll be an even bigger draw.
So that's okay with your new, what university are you going to?
I'm going to UNC Pembroke,
Okay.
so just inside the state of North Carolina off 95.
Okay. It's going to be exciting.
It's going to be great. I think that event, we met yesterday about that. That's Try the Ridge.
Try the Ridge.
Try the Ridge event, November 16th.
Okay.
It's a Sunday. And
TRI.
TRI, we'll play on words there. Yeah.
That's clever.
Peter's going to come back and be the race director for that event. So,
fantastic.
So
We don't lose you totally.
No, no.
Well, I've got to thank you because you've been on the show a number of times, both radio and TV, and we really enjoy having you, but we're going to miss you.
Thanks for having me.
Well, absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have another special feature for you. And many of you heard of our, what we affectionately call DOTS, Diplomats of Tourism. We can't do it without them, and they are a huge asset to us, not only at our visitor center, Outpost 27 at I-4 in 27, but also for many of our sporting events. We have a up close, what I like to call up close and personal. Check it out, everybody. We'll be back right after this.
Well, actually, we started looking into this when we found out that the outpost or the visitor center was going to be built. It wasn't even in place when we decided we wanted to volunteer here. And we had volunteered with the sports marketing and the convention bureau for other events and things prior to this building being finished. And it's close, it's not too far. We live in the city of Davenport. I've lived in Polk County all my life, and I just thought it would be something exciting to do and different than the traditional volunteer things that we've done in the past. My husband was the mayor of Davenport for 16 years, and so we visited throughout the county in meetings and other things as it related to the city. So we felt we knew quite a bit about the county and the people in the county and the importance of our hospitality partners that we also met, because we would go to some of their venues and see them. So we thought that was that would also play well in this. And we actually knew many of the citizens that had been in the government, in the local governments, and knew that they were trying to promote their areas too and their cities. So we felt that was a good mix for us. And then we have quite a few events in our community which were sponsored by Davenport, and we know that everybody's events are important, and that's another way to keep the tourists in the county. And so that's another little aspect of why we thought we'd be a great partner with the great people with the DOT program. I enjoy meeting all the people from around the world. We have some very exciting visitors that I otherwise would not be able to meet. Well, I volunteer on Wednesdays from 9:30 until 1, and then if we have special events, we like to come and participate in those. We have encouraged some of our friends and people we know. There are many people in our county that have lived here for a long time and know a great deal about the county that would volunteer. I think would be a good mix for here, because they don't want to volunteer necessarily in the medical field or this is an upbeat place to be. And we also do tours, we have special workshops, And it's surprising on some of the tours how much more we've even learned about the county. So it's a fun place for us to work, and we look forward to it. We just don't want to miss. And I think others would really know more about the county than they think they do. And it's a way of really reaching out to other people from other countries and tell them about your county. And really, to volunteer here is very simple. They ask the questions, and we have computers. We have, if you don't know the answer, someone else probably does. And so the training is ongoing and very flexible. I mean, if there's some reason you can't work, it's certainly someone else that can fill in for you. And I think you would be surprised that you would look forward to it as much as we do. And we all have different aspects that we're interested in the county. It may be arts, it may be outdoors, it may be museums, and all of those things are a part of this. It's really a very broad spectrum that's covered and still fun to do.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Sports Central. Mark Jackson here along with John Oney. If you're just joining us, shame on you, but we're glad you're here.
We sure are. We'd like to thank Hungry Howie's for sponsoring this segment of the show. It's the third segment, and we're almost there. We got a great guest here. Another great guest.
Speaking of almost there, football season is just like NFL, no pun intended, but kicked it off. Training camps yesterday and the day before. College has been going strong. Actually, high school, they've been playing a little bit too, but it's without pads. And our next guest is going to talk to us about high school football and how you prep for it. You guys did pretty well. And by the way, I need to introduce them first.
Introduce them?
Yeah, that's standard protocol.
Yeah, we should usually introduce the guest before we just start talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
want to do that?
No, I'll let you because you're doing such a great job.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce Keith DeMyer from Lake Gibson High School. Football coach.
Head football coach.
Head football coach, excuse me.
Yeah, sometimes that's good, sometimes it's not. But I appreciate it. Thank you.
Depends on what the score is.
Thank you. Yeah.
Keith, thanks so much for joining us. We obviously, society in general, particularly Polk County, is so into football, and it's coming up, and it's coming up quick. But you guys have already been on the field. I mean, you had a tournament, the Bright House 9 or something.
Yeah, we were involved with that 7-on-7, and then previous to that, about 3 weeks before that, we were involved in another 7-on-7 over at UCF. So it goes all the time. It's no longer just from August to November or December. It's pretty much year round. Where you've got to deal with kids during your off season, because if you don't, you're just not going to be able to compete when it comes August. You've got to stay on top of it, and the kids do well with it. And the coaches, it's at times it's a strain. You need a break away. Right now, we're in a break. We're in a break mode right now for the next 8 days. We just finished a camp. Our kids involved in for a 3-week camp. For 4 days a week, and now we give the kids off for the next 8 days, and everybody in the estate starts cranking up practice-wise on August 4th.
Yeah.
So,
wow, I can't believe it's here. Coach, how long you been at Lake Gibson?
Actually, I've been at Lake Gibson for 15 years.
Wow.
15 years. The first 4, actually 3. First 3, I was an assistant coach, came over as a defensive coordinator when Dane Damron came over. And I've been the head coach now for the last 11, going on my 12th season.
Wow,
So,
that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
You play in college or high school?
Yeah,
or?
small college out in western Pennsylvania, Waynesburg. I think it's Waynesburg University now. It was Waynesburg College when I was out there. It was an NAIA. Now I believe it's an NCAA too. So yeah, I had an opportunity to play, and we'll leave it at that.
Well, we're going to pick your brain a little bit here because as long as we've got you in the house, how's this year's season shaping up? your first game, kickoff classic, is against Lakeland. Bill Castle
Right.
obviously is going to have a strong team. So how does the rest of the competition look this year in Polk Preps?
Well, I'll tell you what, Polk County, like you mentioned at the beginning of the show, is a great football mecca, really, in the state of Florida. So if you can survive in Polk County when you're playing, the Winter Havens and the Lakelands and the Kathleen's, George Jenkins, the Fort Meads and Mulberries. I mean, they got so much great talent, year in and year out. So if you can survive through that and survive into your district, you get a great opportunity to get into the playoffs. But the strong ones are always going to be the strong ones. You got the Lakelands that are going to be, right there. It doesn't matter how much Bill whines and complains about he doesn't have this and he doesn't have that. You know darn well, what's been going on. He was doing that years ago when I was coaching with him. He was the same way. So, and the Winter Havens are going to be strong. Kathleen's going to be solid. So I mean, there's some great programs, and if you got to play those guys week in and week out, you better be ready to go. And if you're not, you're going to get yourself embarrassed.
Yeah.
Well, you lost a pretty darn good quarterback last year.
Yeah, Trey.
And as unfortunate that is, it's probably not going to impact you all that much because of some of the talent you've got this year. I mean.
Well, Trey, it's hard to replace somebody that's been a 4-year starter for you.
Yeah.
And really the way it kind of works itself out is once kids realize, there's a player that's locked in for a certain amount of time, you really don't get a lot of quarterback talent in those next couple of years, as far as when Trey started as a 9th grader and then as a 10th grader, and everybody's realizing that he's going to be there for the next 2 years. So everybody has a tendency to start moving around a little bit,
Yeah.
So, but we're blessed a little bit with. I've got 2 young men that are competing for that job right now, Casey Whitaker and Hunter Orem. Casey's been a backup for the last couple of years, and Hunter started for us as a 10th grader last year at the free safety spot, but he was always kind of deemed, as a quarterback, And so we don't know what's going to happen. We've really been pretty successful in those 2 7-on-7s that we had, and both of them did well. You would like to think that one of them would separate themselves from the other, but they really hadn't. One has a little, one is a little bit stronger throwing the football, and the other one's a little bit stronger running the football.
Okay.
So you always wish that you had that combination put into one body, but I don't. I've got 2 different ones. So we could end up dealing with a 2-quarterback system. How we're going to plan it, we don't know yet, but we could end up with a 2-quarterback system.
Coach, how do you, when you talk about the quarterback spot, and you do have the talent there coming up, how do you coach leadership? Because I know that's such a big part to the position.
Well, I'm not sure if you coach it as much as a kid has it inbred in them, To be, there's all kinds of different types of leaders. And how you lead by example. Do you lead by being a little bit louder than the next guy to you? But both of those young men have some great leadership qualities. It always helps when you've been there for a couple of years. You understand what's going on. And the other one, Hunter, he, with him starting as a 10th grader over there, a lot of it is dictated by the kids, how the kids deem you. And some kids are led by different ways, and the 2 of them lead, Hunter and Casey, but they're both little different leadership type kids. One's like by example, and the other one's just a little more boisterous.
Yeah.
Well, with the the tight budgets all over the country, raising funds and putting a quality team isn't just the physical talent, the human resources that you've got out there, but you also have other financial challenges. And, one of the things that you guys do is you stepped up to help the kids and raise funds for the program, which I think is great. And you happen to be playing at one of my favorite courses, and that's Huntington Hills,
right,
in a fundraiser. Tell us a little bit about that, because to me that's a big deal. And I think it's a huge step. It's something people can have fun and enjoy it, but do a good thing at the same time.
Right. It's at Huntington Hills. We've been doing our what we've called our kickoff classic golf usually the last weekend before school starts. We kind of bumped it back. It's on August the 9th, Saturday, August the 9th at Huntington Hills in Lakeland off of Duff Road. And we've been doing it there now for about 5 or 6 years. A great course. They do a great job out there, keeping it the way.
It's a fun course.
A lot of good golfers. I'm not a good golfer. I'm just a guy that goes out and hacks around a little bit, but I enjoy going out there.
It's a scramble,
it's
right?
Yeah, it's a scramble.
Okay.
It's big for us because basically what it does is it pays for our kids' shoes. Is what it does. Along with if we've got anything else left over, then it goes towards meals for Friday before games. So we're always in it. We're not going to make any money as far as having something left over because it's already been spent getting the shoes for the kids already. Yeah. And knowing that you're going to have to pay for meals, so it's big. We've had some great responses over the years as far as whole sponsorships and the door prizes. We've always struggled a little bit with foursomes. We'd like to be able to get some more foursomes, and we're not charging, a whole lot of money. We're charging $45 a person to go, and you get you get your golf.
That's a bargain.
You get your lunch, you get your car, and you get to have a good time and meet people maybe that you hadn't seen from the previous time that we played golf. I know I see a lot of my ex football players, come back and they play golf, and we have a great time. Have a great time. But it's good and it's needed, and everybody does something like that.
How do people get more information about it? Where can they go? I'd say, hey, look, I really want to support, the Braves and what you guys are doing. Is there a website, or do they call you? Or?
All they have to do is the school's open Monday through Thursday, from 8 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And if they call the high school number, 863-853-6100, they can get all the information that they need. It would be great if we could get some more foursomes. If you're a late-minute entry, you're fine. Just show up at Huntington Hills, and we'll be able to get you in, and that won't be a problem.
Okay. Well, that's sounds like a great opportunity. I'm going to be.
From one golfer to all our viewing golfers, get out there and play this tournament.
Yeah, it's a scramble.
It's a good one. It's $45.
Well, the thing about a scramble, if you don't have fun at a scramble, it's your own fault.
Yeah.
Because it's, so many guys get so serious about it. Come on. Really, let's get out and have fun. If you don't like your shot, buy a mulligan.
Exactly. Do it again.
Yeah.
Reload.
Even when there aren't mulligans, I know some guys that still do that, but not in this one. Well, ladies and gentlemen, and by the way, thank you so much for joining us and giving us some insights into high school football this year.
Right.
And best of luck to you and the team, also with the golf tournament.
Thank you very much. Appreciate being here. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, we do have another little segment for you, everybody, and if you're trying to polish up those tennis skills, we've got just the guy for you. Alex Bowes, and he is the pro. In fact, he is the best pro in the state of Florida, according to the United States Tennis Association. Right. So kudos go out to Alex, but he's going to share a little of that knowledge with you right now. So stay with us, everybody. John and Mark will be back right after this.
Alex Bowes, the director of tennis at Bowes Tennis, and we're going to work on your serve today. Tennis tip for today. So the serve is a very important shot. It's the only shot in tennis that's not controlled by your opponent. So it's very important. You have to treat it like gold. So Christine here, my student here, she will toss up the ball to her right with her left foot forward, keep her left arm up, and smack the serve. Very important is that the toss stays in front of the player and the player ends up stepping into the court. So here we go again. Christine will throw up the ball high and step in forward in the court. Very well. And I'm going to have another player step up, toss in front, up high enough, and swing through the ball. When the ball lands into the net, you want to keep the left arm up a little bit longer. Arm stays up longer, and very beautiful serve. Here we go again. Very good. That will be your tennis tip of the day.
The IPSC 2014 World Shoot Competition is coming to Polk County, and you can be a part of this exciting world-class event. Volunteer Polk and Polk County Tourism and Sports Marketing are looking for volunteers to help with this competition in October. Volunteer opportunities are available for participant check-in and celebration. To learn more about becoming a volunteer, go to polk-county.net/volunteer.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Sports Central. And you know, Keith DeMyer, what a great coach. You can see why he inspires those kids, and he produces some good teams.
He's on top of it there at Lake Gibson, and you know, does everything he can. You could tell his passion is just immense for the team and
big difference
for the school, really.
Yeah.
So,
that's and you know, and that's a good thing for the kids too. You know, that motivation, that positive. You know, you got to be tough as a coach, but by the same token, you know, you got to motivate them.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just always holler at them. That doesn't work anymore. So anyway.
Yeah, we'd like to thank Hampton Inn Winter Haven for the fourth segment here. Great people down there in Hampton Inn and Winter Haven.
Boy, they've been busy. One of the reasons they've been busy is because of all the sporting events that are. I mean, they've just been packed. You know,
a lot of stuff happening.
Oh, this is nonstop. And speaking of stuff happening, our Detroit Tigers. Wow, they're starting.
Big news this week, huh?
Oh, gee whiz.
We've got them for what, another 20 years?
20 years. 20 years, and that will make it 90.
Yeah, what's the math?
Just
almost 100 years.
Almost 100 years, and right now it's still the longest running spring training location. Yeah. Anywhere in the world or the United States. I mean, that's just awesome.
It really is. And kudos to all the work, not just from our perspective, but really Ron Myers, Bill Tinsley.
And the entire city commission. I actually went to the city commission meeting as they were, you know, considering that and the agreement with the Tigers. And I tell you, that's the city commission in Lakeland, they get it.
Yep.
They understand economic impact. They understand how it benefits the community, and not just during spring training. You've got the Lakeland Flying Tigers, who, by the way, are, you know, Verlander. He's the one that, he's starting to come around again. He had a great game the other day.
He had a tough first half of the season.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about, but yeah.
Yeah. He's a professional. He'll do fine.
Yeah, you know, Scherzer's doing great, but, you know, Tigers looking really, really good, and we'll have to see, you know, post All-Star break, and we're heading into it. So
yeah, we are
looking forward to it. But the Flying Tigers, the Lakeland Flying Tigers, if you've never been to a game, make sure you check it out. It's awesome. That's a great opportunity to get out there, take the family. You can afford it. Favorite day, of course, for me is Thirsty Thursdays. They don't call it that, but I do. And what do they call that?
I think it's dollar drinks. I'm not sure. We need to find that
Dollar
out.
Day or something?
We really need to find out exactly what it's called, so we don't call it Thirsty Thursday.
I told Ron Myers I was going to, you know, petition until they bring Thirsty Thursday back. But it sort of is like Thirsty Thursday.
We got a bunch of home games coming up.
Oh, it's got a ton.
In fact, one tonight.
One tonight versus Bradenton. Another one Saturday and Sunday against Bradenton. So, you know, that's a pretty decent lineup. And then on Saturday, you get fireworks. Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I drove by there. I didn't get to go to the game last night, but I drove by there, and the place was packed about 8:30 at night, and it looked like something, you know, everyone was having a good time there. Cars were in the parking lot. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
So we've got baseball almost all summer long here. Well, we do.
Well, August 1st through the 4th, they've got a 4-game stand against Fort Myers. So make sure you get out to Joker Marchand Stadium and check that out, because it's a great place to go. Just date night, date day, whatever you want to do. Take the family, because you can afford it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and it's world class, and that's the system Verlander came up through. You know, you want to see some of the next superstars out on the mound or elsewhere, you can do that out at Joker Marchand Stadium. Just go to the Tigers.com and you'll get there.
Yep. Another event to talk about is the WABA National Invitational. It's Thursday, July 24th through this weekend, July 27th, at our very own Lake Myrtle Sports Complex. So some more baseball.
Oh, I saw them prepping the fields a little bit earlier this week, and they're looking awfully good. And that's an event that is run, and an organization that's run by Bing Tyus, who just happens to also be the athletic director at Polk State college, and what a job he has done. And you know, I don't know, John, if a lot of people know that there was a collegiate baseball league right here in Polk County for 6 weeks.
Yeah, I'm not sure they do, but they should, excuse me, they should know.
Yeah, that's a great opportunity to check out some collegiate baseball, and you just go to Lake Myrtle Sports Park right here, or not here, but in Auburndale. In fact, we're going to be doing some shows from the sports park here in the very near future, I believe. I believe so, yeah. So that's.
Well, you mentioned Bing Tyus, newly inducted Polk County Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Right there. So
if he told me once, he told me 4 times that he was humbled by that whole experience. Yeah. Well, Bing's kind of a humble guy, except when it comes to eating. And then he's not so humble. Oh, I got him in trouble with his wife one time. Oh, man. We were out having lunch, all right? And so he orders this big old steak, you know, and I didn't think too much of it. So, I don't know, maybe a week later, I saw Bing and his wife, Debbie, out. And I said, hey, Bing, that was really a great lunch. We got a lot going. I said, I just couldn't believe you ate that whole steak. And she just turns around and whacks him.
Got him in trouble?
Oh, big time. He goes, Bing, you're not supposed to be eating that. So there's a Bing Tyus story. A little behind the scenes, folks, and I'm sure you'll sleep better tonight just because of that. But anyway, the WABA National Invitational, and it takes place starting today, which is July 24th through the 27th at Lake Myrtle Sports Park. So you can go to centralfloridasports.com for that schedule and more.
We've got FYSA to talk about too, College Showcase, Saturday, July 26th, Sunday, July 27th, again at Lake Myrtle Sports Complex. The place is going to be packed. How about that?
Just those restaurants.
Hope there's enough parking spots out there.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. But of course, Florida Youth Soccer Association, for those of you that don't know, is the state's governing body of the sport of soccer. It's underneath U.S. Soccer, which is the Olympic governing body, which is also deals with the U.S. team and so on and so forth. Which was strong. That World Cup, I tell you, I don't think I've seen as much excitement about soccer in my lifetime in this country. It has really been something else.
You think about the World Cup and what that does to generate more interest in the sport. I can only imagine what the registration sheets look like at some of these youth soccer events. Probably going like this. Or like this.
Well, it happens.
Whichever way you look at it.
Yeah, it happens in gymnastics, and we had Dr. Ridoka, Rich Ridoka, on the show last time, and talked about the Polk County Amateur. Now, John, for those of you that don't know this, John's a scratch golfer, golf pro, and are you going to play in that event?
I can't. No, I'd love to, but I don't have an amateur status anymore, so still kind of in between professional and amateur status, so I'm holding on to the dream, Mark. Maybe the senior tour is my story coming up. I don't know.
What do you have to be, 50?
I think it's 50.
I got a couple years to get there.
I don't have much. I don't have much time. you could be close.
I could be.
Yeah, I don't know if you are.
I'm inching towards 50.
50, yeah. Maybe 49?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so the Polk County Amateur Championship is right around the corner, Saturday, August 2nd, Sunday, August 3rd. That's next weekend. For more information on that event, just go to their Facebook page. I think it's facebook.com/Polk County Amateur.
Yeah, and it's a great event. It's the Lone Palm course. It kicks my rear end every single time. That's a tough course for me.
Yeah,
I don't know
always
why.
in perfect shape. Of course, the private club there.
Yeah.
But perfect shape all the time, and great venue for this type of event.
Yeah, absolutely great stuff. Well, ISA, Independent Softball Association, another governing body based in Polk County, has the ISA August Bash coming up August 2nd through the 3rd, and you can go to isa.com if you're into softball, you want to get into softball, and then Nations High School Baseball Tournament. Nations Baseball, big organization, and they're rocking and rolling out at Lake Myrtle again, but that is also the same weekend, the 2nd through the 3rd, and it's presented by Florida Suncoast Sports. So those are some of the details, and get a hold of Derek Youngblood if you'd like more information about that one, and you can reach him at 813-785-9772. That's, you want to see some great youth amateur baseball, nations baseball.
Yeah, and again, our sports complex out there is just going to see balls flying all over the place. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, regularly hit the wall. You talked a little bit about FYSA and the Olympic Development Program. That's a huge deal, and I have a feeling that that's going to grow exponentially here in the next few years, simply because of the World Cup and how this is being elevated now. That foundation for soccer is just growing huge.
Yeah, Mark, and maybe for the viewers, that program is really important to identify some
the elite players.
The elite players who are maybe coming up,
yep.
or who have the potential. So it's really important for those programs to succeed.
Yeah. Well, we showed you a little bit of tennis, table tennis, if you will, ping pong. Still call it ping pong.
Yeah, you're not supposed. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
you're not supposed to.
No,
that's like incorrect.
I say it too.
Yeah.
I'm trying not. It's table tennis.
Yeah, table tennis. Orange Blossom Table Tennis Series Summer Open 2014. Players from all over the country are coming to this thing. This is a big deal. And takes place at Simpson Park Community Center the 15th through the 16th. So if you're into table tennis, or you want to be, make sure you check that one out, because there are some fantastic, as you saw a little bit earlier, some fantastic players that will be participating.
Absolutely, and that's another great venue in Lakeland.
Yeah.
Those folks do such a good job putting on those tournaments. And really anyone can really get involved at any point of their life. So a lot of fun, table tennis.
Oh, it's I've been playing it ever since I was a little kid.
Yeah,
I don't think I've played in a while,
though.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to. Hey, August 16th and 17th at Lois Hart Park, the Florida Independent Softball Sports Association, holding a big softball tournament. And if you haven't been out to Lois Hart Park, make sure you check that out. It's that's a great park. They have mountain biking out there, baseball, softball. Talk about an investment in the community. The county commissioners did a great job with that one, and it continues to be an economic engine for us here.
You're absolutely right. And Lois Hart Park's got a little bit of everything down there.
Oh, you want to go fishing? You want to go cycling? I mean, it's
the gators. There's alligators in those ponds.
Yeah.
Not to scare anybody, but you can go out there just to sightsee
Take
and
pictures.
walk the trails and see but you'll see some amazing alligators out there that are, longer than this table, 15 feet. One's named Elvis.
Elvis?
Yeah.
Does he answer to Elvis?
Again, more information than people need to know probably, but yeah, his name's Elvis, and he's one of those guys that just kind of float around. He's 15 feet long. People go out and take pictures of him all the time.
What was that one-eyed one? They call him Blinky or something like that? He was in one of the, I think it's Hollingsworth or something like that. Something happened to him. But that's the latest in the sports roundup. I'm still looking forward, however, to football season starting up, NFL. Rick Brown does a wonderful job from our good friends and partners over at the Ledger covering the Bucs and the NFL. I still think that Rick is probably one of the best football writers, cover guys that I don't know why those two combined, but he is. He's just, and you ask him about anything, well, this is what's kind of happening, this is what's kind of happening behind the scenes. And, one of the things I like about Rick is he pays attention to what goes on in the locker room, too. And so many people just don't get that side of the sport of football, but it's a big
he's
deal.
in the mix, and he knows a little bit about everything, so it's good. Rick's awesome.
Absolutely. Well, everybody, we had some super guests.
We really did. It was a great
just
show.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
Appreciate you having me on again, Mark.
Well, we have another show, but coming up August 8th, which will be our next live show. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, you can check out the following dates and times for re-airs of John and Mark on Sports Central. But John, we have some people to thank as well.
I'd like to thank Florida Department of Citrus, Sunsplash Vacation Homes, Legoland, Hungry Howie's, and The Ledger.
Oh, some great stuff. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us this week, and we appreciate you and your time, I guess, because it's something you never get back. So this is Mark Jackson for John Oney and the whole production crew at PGTV, who do such a terrific job. We'll see you again next time.